Welcome back to the latest update on my layout changes, and as you can see I have started the static grass on this portion of the branch line. So I've done all along here the slope down to the track and blended it in as best I can with the old grass. What you will see is the new one is slightly darker than the old, although it's exactly the same grass. I think this has actually faded a little bit over time, and around here I feathered it in as best I could. There are some bare patches here. That is deliberate, because I am going to have some trees and bushes here, and the same on this side. And where it's been bare, I've used some earth to fill that gap from the plaster. So, oh, zoomed out a little bit too much there. So that's just the first stage. The next one is going to apply another layer using some spray adhesive and just build it up a little bit in certain areas, and then the trees etc. will be planted. In this area here I am going to airbrush the grass a darker sort of colour to represent the floor, forest floor type effect, where it's actually going to be darker and where grass wouldn't grow that green. And I've also made a couple of small rock faces as well, where the slope was, I felt, too steep for grass to be growing. I think that adds nicely to the effect. And I've also then done along the bottom of the wall and all the way around to the bridge. And here you can see I just started with a test of some small bushes, and also the rock face here, some weeds and small bits and pieces growing in the crevices, etc. So that's where I am at the moment. I've actually done this in very small areas at a time, waiting for the glue to dry before continuing. As I said, the next stage now is to layer this up a little bit and thicken it, and then get some bushes down on this bit. I will leave the trees there to last until I do this area over here, although I may actually start with this area first before going on to work on the back there. The other thing I wanted to show you today was my back scenes, which I've finally received, and they are, it's a Bavarian landscape. It comes in two pieces. I also have another landscape background as well for the town, which I will show when I get that. This is 3 meters long, so that will fit, I think, very nicely onto here, and we'll go from there to approximately there, and then I will need another back scene to go from there to approximately the town, because I already have another back scene that I'm just waiting for with a town sort of background. So once I get that, I'll be able to work out how to fit them. The height of the backscene from the base comes to approximately there, so I will need to get some more of this board and attach it up here all the way along, so I have something firm to attach the backscenes to, and I can then work out, once I get the height right and how I'm going to attach them, is the join. If I show you here, this end attaches to that end, so that all makes one long piece, which is not a problem. The problem is the other backscene that I've ordered, and these are from ID Backscenes, Bavaria, from Faller, and it is a town backscene. They are actually taller than these ones. These are approximately 38 centimeters, and the ones from Faller are 45. So I will have to cut off the bottom, because looking at it, the bottom is actually just greenery, and then you see the silhouette of a town, so to speak, in the background. So I will have to trim that down, and then the height will be the same, which is not a problem. It's where they join together that's going to be an issue, because they will not match. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Attaching these, I think I will use double-sided tape just to attach them. I think that will be sufficient. I'm not going to glue them down with wallpaper paste or PVA mix, etc. I think that could potentially damage the actual card paper. It's not paper, it's thicker than paper, but not as thick as cards, so it's somewhere in between. I don't want to damage that, because they look really quite good. So I think double-sided tape along the top and along the bottom, wherever I can get the landscape down to. And that is one of the reasons why I've left a gap down there, so I can actually get the landscape back scene flat against the bottom. And over here I've taken a very thin blade and cut the landscape. As you can see, there's some of the white plaster, so I can just slide it down and that will hold it in place. And at the bottom I can remove the top of the castle here. Just show you, it just lifts up. I can then reach in and attach it at the bottom, and that should secure that quite nicely. As I said, it's going to be the join between this backscene and the other one that I've ordered for the town, which will not match. I will do my best, I think, to disguise it, probably behind the church, because it's the tallest, sorry for the camera there, the tallest building I have here, and just put the join there, and that should be sufficient. I mean, in an ideal world you'd want it to be a perfect join, but I don't think that's going to happen here, so I'll just match it as best as I can and make sure it's not so obvious. But at least this wooden orangey colour backboards that I've put up will be gone forever. And in case any of you are wondering, the tape along there was a preventative measure. I was working on the signal. I adjusted it slightly, and then I realised that if anything actually falls down the gap, I'm going to be in trouble, because it's going to be a lot of work to get anything, retrieve anything from there. So just some masking tape in there just to stop anything falling down behind. Anyway, back to the landscape. As you can see, one more time, quite pleased with that. I've also, if I can get the camera in, done the slope down there near the wall. A bit more dirt than grass. It just needs bushes and shrubs and weeds, etc. to be put into place. And then I filled in from the edge of the grass to the track with some gravel mix just to blend it in. And track along there. I will have to continue the fence from there around the edge of the track, probably to here and then across, because as I said, this will be a little wooded area. Give it a bit of scenic interest. Okay, that's all I have for the moment. As I said in previous videos, there'll be some running shots now, some of the different trains going around the layout. So I hope you enjoyed this, and keep watching and see how I get on. Bye for now. And here, as you can see, is the back scene, well, a picture of the back scene for my town section, temporarily in place. I did take a short video, but that unfortunately didn't record properly, and I've since taken the back scene down because I only held it up with masking tape just so I could see what the effect was, and I'm actually quite pleased with how this looks. As I mentioned earlier on, I will have to trim the back scene down because it's higher than the ID back scene that I've got for the countryside section. So the height of the houses will actually be reduced slightly. So I don't think that will have any real impact on how it looks. But as I said, this is just a quick glimpse of what it will look like, and I'm very pleased with how this is going to turn out. So let me know what you think, and as always, thanks for watching, and see you on the next update. Bye for now.